Hungary?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. These are the story. The story of the Hungarian Jews has to be defined as the greater tragedy because they literally came here at the last hour. They came here at the very, very end. When already everybody...
Majdanek was already liberated, you said, right?
Majdanek was already liberated.
Right.
Just around that time,
right.
the transports from Hungary started on the 15th of May. The Germans marched into Hungary on the 19th of March 1944. And by the transport starts here in May, so this is the time when everybody knows about what goes on here, etc., etc. The information is there, and there's no doubt that at least the murder of Hungarian Jews could be stopped, as by the way, to a large extent it was with this absurd rescue that, you know, go understand why the Nazis respected it. And thank God they did. But okay, so what you have here is a unit number 2, with the 3 parts that I'm sure Anna showed to you before at the museum. The undressing room. Over there you can, behind these people you can even see the stairs leading in. So people would come from the ramp, they would go into the undressing room. This is the large section, the gas chambers here. And this is really the difficult part. The difficult part was the crematorium. What do I mean by difficult part? What the bottleneck of the whole system was not the killing. The killing was easy, but the disposal. How do you dispose of the body? How do you burn the bodies? How do you create furnaces that are big enough, powerful enough to withstand the heat? And again, for this we have all the documentation now. They brought in for this the physicists and the chemists and the doctors and the technicians that these had to be constructed and actually invented. And each one of those units was actually a factory. It was managed like a factory. How many come in? How long does it take? How many can you dispose of? And inside it is basically Jewish. And the other thing is now, what do we know? Our information. Our information about what took place here now is provided by, first of all, the trials that took place. Trials that took place, many of these people stood trial basically in Germany, and they testified. And then over the years, we never thought that so many Sonderkommando survived. Now they have testimonies of about 80 Sonderkommandos. Sonderkommando are the people that were the commando in here. And we even have testimonies from those that did not survive. There's three sets of testimonies by Sonderkommando that one has smuggled information outside, but one that hid testimonies in a sort of a bottle that was found here in 1951. And when you read these testimonies, this testimony is given by somebody whose name is Langfuss, for example. He is not only an Orthodox Jew, he's a Dayan. He's pretty much of a scholar. And he's there and he writes or he describes what he sees, and eventually he hides it in the bottle that was retrieved. And he tells us about people. One Sonderkommando is a Chassid who sees his rabbi here. And he tells his rabbi what really goes on here. And he says, Rabbi, what are we to do? And the rabbi says, what are we to do? What can we do? The first time I ever heard about Jews who do confession before they die, I thought this was a Christian thing. But he writes about Hasidim here who come here, and just before they enter the gas chambers, they do confession. It's a different kind of a confession. It's not. It's the Jews don't confess. I did this and this and this and this. It's a kind of a ritual. It's a set ritual. He also describes the Rebbitzin from Stockholm, the wife of a very, very big rabbi that died before the war, who denounces the Rabbi of Belz. The Rabbi of Belz is one of the greatest rabbinic figures, Hasidic figures. And the man was in Hungary in January of 1944, and he left for Palestine. What do you mean left for Palestine? Chief Rabbi Herzog tried to get him, and they managed to pull him out of Budapest. The Germans hadn't entered yet, and his Hasidim were all asking, where are you going? Why are you leaving us? And his response was, I'm going to pray from Jerusalem. As if from Jerusalem it's a local call. And he says, but don't worry, here everything is going to be fine. 3 months later, this Rebbitzin stands here and talks to the women as they're about to enter the gas chamber. She says, and we remember the Rabbi of Belz, who promised that everything is going to be fine. Where is he and where are we? And then she said what an Eastern Jew would always say. May God bless him in that way. Shieh bari, you know, he may be healthy. Basically, this means these are people who lost their faith in the tzaddik. What I'm trying to convey to you is that after many years we have been able to the extent that we can reconstruct much of the history. Do we understand it better? I don't know. I don't think so. But at least the facts to a very large extent are there.